Okay, good evening and welcome to the March 23rd, 2026 meeting of the Town of Barnstable Planning Board here at Town Hall, 367 Main Street, Hyannis, Mass, in the James H. Crocker Jr. Hearing Room. We're located on the second floor here, and the time is 7:02 p.m. The meeting notice was previously filed to the town clerk. All application materials may be accessed through the Planning Board website at townofbarnstable.us/boards/committees/planning board, or by contacting Karen Pina at karen.pina@barnstable.gov or calling 508-862-4064. Notice of recording: the meeting will be televised live via Xfinity Channel 8 or High Definition Channel 1072. It may also be accessed via the Government Access Channel live stream on the Town of Barnstable's website, barnstable.cablecast.tv/internet channel/watchnow. I will now inquire whether anyone else is taping this meeting, and if so, just make your presence known. Seeing none, we will call the meeting to order and introduce our board members and staff, starting with Ray.
Ray Sexton, good evening.
Matt.
Good evening, Matt Tague.
Tim.
Good evening, Tim O'Neill.
Michael.
Good evening, Michael Messinas.
And Catherine.
Hello, Catherine Finkenstadt.
And we have staff, Kyle.
Kyle Pedicini, Assistant Director for Planning and Development.
And Karen.
Karen Pina, Admin Assistant, Planning and Development.
And my name is Steve Robichaud. We will continue to our first item this evening, which is general public comment. If there's any general public comment, please come forward at this time. Seeing none, we will continue to our first item, which is an A&R approval not required plan. Ray, would you like to read this one in?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. All right. Approval not required plans. Timothy Tellman, Brad Sprinkle have submitted an approval not required plan for 199 Barnstable Road, Hyannis, Massachusetts. Map 310, parcels 154, 289, 331, and 332. Plan entitled Brad Sprinkle / Proposed Road, Hyannis, Massachusetts.
Excellent.
02601, dated November 14th, 2025.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And as an A&R, this is not a public hearing. We have a few things in our possession. The board is in receipt of a site plan from Baxter Nye Engineering, and this is dated November 14th, 2025. We're also in receipt of a staff report for 199 Barnstable Road, Hyannis, and that is dated February 17th, 2026. Welcome. State your name for the record. Thank you for coming.
Thank you and good evening. For the record, Patrick Nickerson for the applicant, standing in here for Matt Eddy, who is in the sunny area of Florida. Lucky him. Before you this evening is a A&R plan showing a small creation of a non-buildable lot shown as parcel A on the plan. As you look at the plan, generally you'll see that 199 Barnstable Road is comprised of a mixture of registered and unregistered land. Currently on the property is a multifamily housing redevelopment that's in progress. If you've been by the site, you'll see that work's well underway. Several of the buildings have been erected. The reason we're here this evening is to ensure compliance with the facade build-out requirements of the DMS zoning district. Under the district in the DMS, 80% of the facade frontage has to be built out with the facade of the building. That is clearly met on the Grove Street primary frontage. The concern here was that we may have two primary frontages given the unique shape and layout of the lot, and that therefore there may be an 80% requirement also on Barnstable Road. The way we're resolving that is creating the A&R plan. The small triangular non-buildable lot will be improved with a canopy tree, but it will be devoid of any structures. Upon execution of the A&R plan, the improvements there will comply with the 80% requirement of the DMS zoning district. That really concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great. Thank you very much. Very straightforward. Ray, questions, comments, concerns?
None here.
Okay. Matt?
I'm all set, thank you.
Tim?
I'm all set, thank you.
Michael?
I am good, thanks.
Catherine?
I'm good too, thanks.
So am I. All good. Everything seems to be in order. Just a reminder, a motion on this should include reading of the findings found on the staff report on page 1 and continued on to page 2. Look for motion. I'm sorry, staff, anything to add?
Nothing to add.
Good. Just want to give Kyle a chance in case he wants to talk, you know? We'll look for a motion.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I would move to endorse the plan entitled Approval Not Required Plan, prepared for Brad Sprinkle, prepared by Baxter Nye Engineering and Surveying, dated November 14th, 2025, as an approval not required plan with the following findings. The plan is submitted, qualifies as an approval not required plan, and it should be endorsed by the board as it does not constitute a subdivision because each of the lots have minimum required frontage on an existing way, having suitable grades and adequate construction to provide for the needs of vehicular traffic in relation to the proposed use and for the installation of municipal services to serve such use, or has been labeled as not buildable, and all materials and conditions of Chapter 801, Article 4, Approval Not Required Plans, have been submitted and are in full compliance.
Nicely done, Ray. Appreciate that. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Matt. All those in favor? Ray?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Catherine?
Aye.
And myself, Stu Robichaud, votes aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next item this evening is a preliminary subdivision. Tim, would you like to read this one?
Certainly. This is preliminary subdivision number 832. Marcelo Mileni has submitted a preliminary subdivision application for approval for the property located at 337 and 345 Main Street, Hyannis, plan entitled Ocean Grove Preliminary Subdivision Plan 337 and 345 Main Street, Hyannis, MA, Barnstable County, dated March 9th, 2026. This is not a public hearing, so does not need to be voted, open or closed.
Excellent, thank you very much. I will note that the board did receive a memorandum from the Town of Barnstable Department of Public Works today. And, I would propose that when the time comes, if the board agrees, this could be added as a finding. I see you're still here, still at the podium, so this one must be yours as well. I'll lead off with staff, if you don't mind. Kyle, do you want to just give us, as we always do, just a really brief overview of this initial step for a subdivision and what our role here is tonight?
All right, so as a preliminary subdivision, you actually don't approve or deny it at this point. You're essentially giving a recommendation to go forward to the next point. Either way, even if you approve or deny, it can still go forward to the definitive. So at this point, it's more of an advisory role, and you're giving comments to the plan for when it does, if and when it does advance to a definitive subdivision, your comments would be incorporated.
Well said, Kyle. Appreciate that. And again, our role here at the planning board is often an advisory role, and that's the role we'll be taking tonight, to take a look at this and offer any guidance, advice, comments to the applicant as they continue on to their definitive subdivision. So, thank you for coming. Welcome. State your name again for the record.
Thank you. My name again for the record is Patrick Nickerson, representing the applicant here for the submission of a preliminary subdivision plan. This board may remember we were before you back in September of 2025 requesting a special permit for a curb cut. We are now back seeking a preliminary subdivision application only really for the purpose of freezing the zoning in effect at the time of the application. You'll see that the proposed street does in fact utilize the exact location of that curb cut, which was approved back in September. And we're seeking to turn 2 lots into 4 here as shown on the plan. There are 2 waivers included on the subdivision plan related to turnaround at the end of the dead-end street, and also 4 street trees to the south of A Street between that way and the public lot. There is no intention to do anything new or different than otherwise what was proposed back in September 2025. It's simply a mechanism under the law, Chapter 48, Section 6, which allows an applicant to have a vested right of zoning in effect at the time of submission of the preliminary plan, so long as the definitive plan's followed up within 7 months of the submission. So the plan this evening would be to sort of open a dialogue with respect to the preliminary plan, get your feedback, if any, and continue on to a definitive plan within 7 months of submission date. Happy to answer any questions you may have about the preliminary plan.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Before we get into a discussion of this item, I just wanted to, again, go over the process here. Should we feel we'd like to make a motion, the motion would simply be to continue the subdivision to approve the preliminary subdivision and continue it on to definitive. We do want to, as we do that, read the findings, as we just did with our A&R. On page 2 of the staff report, and again, the staff report that we are in receipt of is dated March 19th, 2026. Page 2, you can see the findings. We've got suggested findings number 1 through 4, and 4 has A through D. I would suggest, if and when that motion is made, that a 5th finding is added to refer to and recommend that all comments included on the DPW memorandum dated March 23rd, 2026 are included as a finding as well. Certainly looks straightforward. I do remember when this came before us, and certainly the application that came before us in September looked great, and I think that that is the highest and best use compared to a subdivision, but I do understand that the applicant is well within their rights to have this backup plan in place, and that's what we're doing this evening. So, Kyle, anything else to add before we go to discussion?
Nothing at this time.
All right, so we'll go to questions, comments, concerns from the board. Ray, anything to lead off with?
I just wanted to orient myself. So the A Street is to the south, and it's, if I got this straight, it is rather large, 40 feet wide.
Yes, it is.
And the waiver is for the dead end on, would it be the, where the private way is that comes through to Main Street?
It would
Where
sort of be.
where would the dead end be? I guess I'll put it that way.
Sure, it would be to the left where there's a subsurface infiltration system identified on that plan. Typically at a dead-end street, they require a turnaround, almost like a circle, if you will.
Yeah.
And we've requested a waiver of that with the understanding that, any access to lots 3 and 4 would go right into the lot.
And the reason for the waiver for the lack of a turnaround is you don't have room for it?
Well, that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that I would imagine that vehicular traffic would access directly lots 3 and 4 directly from A Street. And that whether it be in the form of surface parking or underground parking or what have you, it's that would be the intent. So,
Okay.
so the area of the lots are rather small would be the first reason. And the second reason would be that the vehicular access for 3 and 4 would go right into the lot.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Great, perfect, appreciate that. Matt? I have kind of a humorous question. Is that a street or a street? I couldn't help myself.
It's however how you look at it.
I knew you were going to say that. The only thing I saw it and I chuckled to myself, so I had to share that out loud. The only thing that comes to mind is it seems like the only lot that would have to front on or have to have access on Main Street would be Lot 1. The others could avoid fronting and have access from Main Street. Is that correct? Lot 2 and 3, or Lot 2 could have access from Ocean Street, and then 3 and 4 from the new street being developed?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. That's the only thing that I would recommend is that Lot 2 has access from Ocean rather than Main, just from a safety standpoint, and gets as far away from the light as possible. Should this go to the next step, just to stay away from adding any curb cuts to Main Street. And then Lot 4 and Lot 3 having access off that new street, again, to get traffic just, off of the busy streets. So that would be really my only comment. I think that we definitely should consider adding number 5 finding, referencing the memo from DPW. There were some really good comments in there. I did come over late today, but there was some great stuff in there that we want included. That's it from me. Tim?
Thank you. The first comment I would have is that I think this is the shortest memo from DPW we've ever received on a subdivision plan. They're usually a couple pages long, and they show up 5 minutes before the hearing, so these comments all seem to be pretty much kind of plan-oriented, of notes to include, north arrows, that sort of thing. There was something about catch basins and needing to, show a different structure on there for leaching. So I think that was all fine. And I think my only question would be for Kyle or Karen. When these preliminary subdivision plans come in, is a request for comment made to the fire department? Okay. Because I do think we've had some other preliminary subdivisions before and talking about turning radius and everything, so there's no comment there. And I'm assuming if anything changes between now and definitive, they would also be requested for comment on the definitive? Okay. No, that's it.
Yeah, definitely want to hear from fire. I agree. Michael, anything to add?
Nope, I'm all set.
Okay. Catherine?
No, I'm all set.
Okay, excellent. Kyle, anything to add before we look for a motion?
Just that if you wanted to recommend, excuse me, access from Lot 2 off Ocean Street, you might want to amend the third finding to state that access will be from Main Street for Lot 1 and Ocean Street for Lot 2 and from a new street for Lots 3 and 4.
Oh, good catch. I agree with that. Just, we'll tweak that language slightly. That would be finding number 3.
Create 4 new lots, minor private way, access from Main Street for lots
1,
1,
Ocean Street for Lot 2,
access,
from a new street for 3 and 4. Yep.
For 2 and 3, right?
Well, I think it says access from a new street for lots 3 and 4. We'll leave that language.
Oh, Ocean Street for lots, yeah.
Yeah. And then a new street for lots 3 and 4. That definitely seems like the most logical approach.
And then the 5th finding is going to be?
Basically, all comments from DPW memo are recommended to the applicant.
All comments from
Memo dated March 23, 2026. Yeah, keep it simple. Any other questions, comments, concerns, discussion before we go for a motion? Okay, we're looking good.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a, actually, I'm just going to have a technical question. So we are making a motion to approve with modification or to approve the preliminary subdivision?
I think we do with modification.
Yeah, with the findings, which will
Read.
indicate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve with modification preliminary subdivision plan number 832 Ocean Grove preliminary subdivision plan dated March 10th, 2026 by BSC Group with the following findings. Finding 1, the application for tentative approval of preliminary plan Form B was submitted for the property located at 337, 345 Main Street, Hyannis. Map 327, parcels 111 and 112 by BSC Group dated March 10th, 2026. The property is zoned downtown Main Street. Finding 2, the preliminary subdivision plan is shown on the plan entitled Ocean Grove Preliminary Subdivision Plan dated March 10th, 2026 by BSC Group. Finding 3, the preliminary subdivision plan will create 4 new lots on a minor private way with access from Main Street for Lot 1 and Ocean Street for Lot 2 and access from a new street for Lots 3 and 4. The subdivision as proposed will be connected to public water and sewer. Finding 4, the application has requested a waiver from subdivision rules and regulations in accordance with section 801.5 subsection A. The board may waive strict compliance with these requirements when, in its judgment, such action is in the public interest and not inconsistent with the intent or purposes of the subdivision control law in accordance with sections 801.5 subsection A of the Code of the Town of Barnstable waiver criteria. The planning board has made the following findings. A, granting of the waivers requested are in the best interest for the citizens of the town. B, the plan is well-designed and in keeping with the general design principles set forth in Article 4 of the subdivision rules and regulations. C, there is adequate access to the lots for the uses intended thereon. D, the plan is in keeping with the character of the surrounding area. And finding number 5, all comments from the DPW memorandum dated March 23rd, 2026 are recommended to the applicant.
Well done, Tim. Thank you for that. Do we have a second? Was that Ray?
Second.
Thank you, Ray. All those in favor? Ray?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Catherine?
Aye.
And myself, Dee Robichaud, votes aye. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, moving along down our agenda. We've got general correspondence, three Chapter 91 notices. The first is from Mass Audubon, Barnstable Great Marsh Salt Restoration. Second is from 10 Nye Neck Road East, which is Burst Pond on Wequaquet Lake. That's Herman for a seasonal dock. And the last is 122 and 182 Bridge Street in Osterville, Oyster Harbor's Yacht Basin Maintenance Dredging. Kyle, do you have any updates for us?
At the last town council meeting, they continued their discussion of the downtown Hyannis zoning changes, building height. They came to a conclusion on, and the new limit will be 44 feet in the DMS and DV and 40 feet in the DN. And they are continuing their discussion on the map change, DV to DN. I believe they'll be discussing it at their next meeting. I'm not 100% sure about that, but they're continuing the discussion on that. Oh, and the open space and recreation plan will be hopefully presented to the town council at their next meeting as well, time permitting.
Phenomenal. Looking forward to getting that moved along. I did start the zoning subcommittee, and all we've done so far is just select which projects we're going to take a look at. Naturally, the first two are going to be home occupation and commercial vehicles, which we started that discussion here. We also decided to look at Kyle, actually what you just mentioned, which is that map change, because town council did ask the subcommittee to look at that, and then talking about a little bit of more consistency in the language of our zoning. Remember Matt, Tim, others, we talked about that when we were looking at building height, trying to get some consistency across all districts. So that's kind of where we're gonna start. And Kyle, if you could add a standing agenda item for a chair update on that subcommittee. And
Sounds good.
I'll keep everyone posted. I did want to share one other piece of exciting news out of CPC. We've been talking about playgrounds for a long time at CPC and trying to move that along and do some really considerable progress and change here in town related to playgrounds. So myself and the chair put together a memo, and we were able to get a unanimous vote on that memo. What that memo states is simply that the chair and vice chair are authorized to begin discussions with all stakeholders related to a bond measure through CPC for playgrounds as well as downtown Hyannis green space. The CPC, has a fund close to $20 million with healthy revenue coming in every year. We have no debt. We have no bond at this time, debt. So it's very healthy, and we're at a position where we feel very comfortable pursuing that. And just not to go on forever, but what excites me the most about this is, say you wanted to tackle 4 playgrounds and do them at once. You could set aside a year, year and a half, whatever it might take for design, and then put all 4 out to bid at the same time and try to get one potential vendor to handle that, which is gonna save the taxpayers money. You know what I mean? We all know with our experience that, builders and you, Ray, we know that doing it all at once rather than doing one this year and one in 3 years, and you know what I mean? Naturally, you're gonna find some cost savings there. So we're pretty excited about that. And then green space in downtown Hyannis, has been a lot of development, obviously, in downtown Hyannis. So finding lots, no matter what size, that maybe are derelict or abandoned, and using the whatever means necessary, potentially even eminent domain, to take a little chunk, maybe it's something that can't be built on, and getting it with some sort of restriction on it to do some sort of green space. And then I'm excited also about engaging with the business community to care for those properties. We don't want to burden the town with more care of properties. So if we engage with the business community, landscapers, business owners, garden clubs, we really could make some beautiful spaces in downtown Hyannis. So we're looking forward to that, and I was happy to get a unanimous vote on that. And now we'll be going around on our little traveling show to tell everyone what we're thinking. So we'll see what happens, but obviously can use all your support. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So we'll look, yes, go ahead,
So
Ray.
does that
Yeah.
mean these little lots that might be obtained, would they be potential candidates for playgrounds?
Potentially. Playgrounds, believe it or not, take up a lot more real estate than I ever imagined, and most of that comes down to parking. You know, you've got to be able to offer access to anyone who wants to go there. So I think the smaller lots would be more planned as little pocket parks, little community gardens, you know, certain things like that. But we all know any sliver of green space is great, especially in a downtown area. But I think we're gonna need a little more real estate, so, for the playgrounds.
Excellent.
There's a new triangle lot down on Barnstable Road.
It's funny, when I saw that, ooh, look at that. Look at that, so, yeah, right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
so did I hear correctly? Did the council actually come to closure on building height?
I'm gonna let Kyle answer that one. They did, yes, but I'll let Kyle take that one.
Yeah, I wasn't at the meeting, so Jim would be better first to answer, but it's my understanding that yes, they did. And so it was lowered from your recommendation from the planning board from 51 feet to 44 feet.
Well, sorry, from 49. We recommended
49.
49.
Sorry, 49,
And-
my mistake, yes.
And there was quite a few that wanted 40, so 44 was kind of seen as a compromise between what we sent and what, you know, some were seeking. You know me, I liked the 49, thought it was perfect, but town council ultimately has the power to make that decision. And they did get a unanimous vote, so they've got unanimous support behind that, and we move on.
Oh, in their collective wisdom.
In their collective wisdom. No, but, you know, they had great discussions on it. They did offer appreciation of our role in the work we did here, which I'm very proud of, so.
The other question relatedly is, did they understand and adopt the way that we suggested it be measured?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Good. Well,
And
then, we already,
it's a huge win. Yeah, it's a huge win. And again, trying to keep that discussion going at the zoning subcommittee to bring that consistent language across all zoning districts. I think that's a goal, definitely. Jake Dewey, the chair of the ZBA, is also on that subcommittee, and he has also expressed wishes to get more uniform language about signage across town. They really, really struggled with that, and looking to just modernize it. Yeah.
We've had a fair amount in here, you know, tack-ons for special permits and stuff, and then we have to go through all of the signed special permits. And then if you start looking around the zoning districts in our town, it's like, yeah, one district, its sign regulations will be so different than the others and, you know, kind of antiquated. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the ZBA, it's probably a fair amount of their workload is just dealing with old sign regulations, so.
Big time. Yep, you nailed it. That's exactly what Jake was saying, and he's looking forward to getting that modernized for sure. Great. Any other questions? Discussion? Okay, look for, do we have a motion to approve the minutes of February 9th, 2026?
I'd make the motion to approve the minutes of February 9th, 2026.
Do we have a second? Second. Thank you, Michael. All those in favor? Ray?
aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Michael? Aye. Catherine?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. Future meetings, actually, this is, let's see, future meetings are April, hold on, we'll get it here, April 13 and April 27. April 13 and April 27, here at Town Hall, 7 PM. Do we have any additional questions, comments, concerns, discussion before we adjourn? Okay, I move that we adjourn for the evening. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Matt. All those in favor? Ray?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Michael? Catherine?
Aye.
And myself, Steve Robichaud, votes aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.